Let's call this meeting to order, the KTA board meeting. We do not have a quorum today, so I guess we'll just do the reports we have and move on. So I don't have a report. Does any commissioners have anything they'd like to say?
I just had a quick question in regards to from the meeting last month about the microtransit and just what the update is as far as any feedback on Cat Connect and just addressing kind of what their concerns were.
Yeah, so we have that microtransit pilot project. It's currently running service to 3 low-income apartments. Early last year, we applied for a federal grant. That was through the University of Vanderbilt. Memphis was also involved in that, and Chattanooga. We all went out for a grant application. We were successful in that grant application. We were awarded $1.3 million to provide this service over the next 4 years. However, because it's discretionary funding, we do not know if we're ever going to see it. It could be clawed back through the Department of Transportation, but we have not had any updates since December of last year regarding where that funding stands. Vanderbilt University is the direct recipient of those funds, and so they would be basically reimbursing us for any expenses. But as of today, we have no update on basically whether or not we're going to receive those funds or not. So we're going to continue the program. We're working on some technological issues with our app providers. We're very, very close, actually as of yesterday, to making sure all those features work on the app so people can book trips using their phones. But we'll always give them the option of calling in to our customer service department and scheduling those rides. So that's kind of a broad overview of where we're at with the program.
And for them, is there going to be a meeting set up to be able to discuss whatever their feedback was?
Yeah, I responded to that email. I have not heard back.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Oh, yes, sir.
I'm just curious if anyone, I had the best intentions of taking that group up on their offer to their trip to Birmingham, and I was curious if anyone was able to participate in that.
We were not able to participate in that, no.
Is that it? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious if anyone went, what the experience, if we learned anything or what that was like. But if no one went, I mean,
Did you go?
I was this close to going, but I
We have
wasn't
a
able to
speaker
pull it
that'll
up.
probably bring that up. No, when we get to public forum, because she's with Justice Knox, so she probably went. I couldn't go. I was getting ready to leave the country, or I would have been with y'all. So let me back up a minute. Let's do an approval of minutes. I jumped over that because I've never,
Can't approve them, but
I can't-
we can take comments on them.
okay. Any comments on the minutes from last month? No? Okay.
And we need to approve those minutes along with the next.
Next month, yeah, okay, gotcha. No more commissioner staff report. Director Thorne.
Yes, I just have a few items. Next month's meeting, staff will be bringing back a few slight route changes that have to be approved by KTA. I think there may be only 1 or 2, and again, these are very, very minor route changes. I think one of those is Route 15. So we will be bringing those back next month for a vote on those. Again, they're very, very minor, leading into our next bidding for our operators in May. Also, just want to highlight ridership for fixed route is up 20.8% over last year. It's about 300,000 rides. We've also been able to tick up every single month, increase our on-time performance. We're up to 85% for the month of February. And then also staff and myself have been working on, again, the Federal Transit Administration's triennial review process. They will be scheduling a date in either May or June to come on site. Every 3 years, the Federal Transit Administration audits transit agencies, and they look at a number of different topics and essentially audit us. So we're not necessarily looking forward to that, but that will happen in May or June. So that's all for my comments. Doug, did you have anything?
Quick question. The routing changes, are they going to require
They will
any
not.
public hearing?
No,
Okay.
they're very, very minor.
Yeah, I had a couple things. Just to reintroduce myself, I'm Doug Burton with the Knoxville Transportation Planning Organization. We're a friend, and we do a lot of collaborative work with CAT. My agency covers not only Knox County, but Blount, Anderson, Loudoun. We have several federal requirements, and one is that every 4 years we update or produce a long-range transportation plan. We call it the Mobility Plan 2050. And we're heading into finalizing that. Our board will be adopting it in April. And so there's a draft. We have a website dedicated just to it. It's knoxmobility.org. You can go on there and look and provide comment. Now, it is multimodal. A great bulk of it will be roads. They're always going to be kind of the backbone, but we do look at transit, bike lanes, greenways, pedestrian issues. It has to be fiscally constrained. So, some people, by 2050 we'll be in, we'll have light rail and all this stuff. We would love to have that, and we often plan for it. But in this plan, we can only put projects that we can reasonably expect that will be funded over the time of the plan. So anytime we're looking at regional transit or light rail, we would have to find additional sources of revenue. But please go on there. We are going to have a virtual meeting on April 8th from 12 to 1. You can go on to knoxmobility.org and register for it. It's on Zoom. So it'll kind of give an update on an overview of what that plan is. And then our board will approve it on April 30th at 9 o'clock here in this room in the small assembly. But I really encourage you to do that April 8th meeting. Don't wait till the last minute to try to provide comments, but by then it might be too late. Look it over. You can provide comments online or like I said, do that April 8th meeting. The second thing I wanted to mention, I mentioned this briefly at the last one. We're part of a statewide, they're doing a household travel survey. It's not the entire state, but it's like 8 areas. I know like Johnson City, Chattanooga, Memphis, Knoxville are doing it. And what it is they're sending out a letter and asking people to track their daily trip. And it's kind of like if you've ever done these, like sometimes I'll get them to track how I'm listening to the radio or what I'm watching on TV. It's very similar, and it's very valuable data to us that we use in forecasting how the transportation system will be in the future. So in Knox County alone, 50,000 letters will be mailed out. So 1 in 4 of us should probably get a letter. So if you get one, please do the survey. Or if your neighbors get it, confirm to them that that is a legit thing. It's not someone trying to scam them or anything. On our website, there is information if they want to come and verify. But we really need people who are riding transit or biking or walking. A lot of times they get underrepresented in these surveys. So especially if you have friends or any of your customers approach you and say, hey, what about this? Please encourage them to do the survey. It really helps out our data. So that's all I have.
Thank you. It's like a traveling Nielsen report, right?
Yeah, something very
I
similar.
like it. I like it. Thank you, Mr. Burton.
Okay, for the study itself, it's knoxmobility.org, so knoxmobility.org. If you're interested in the household survey, just go to our main website, which is knoxtpo.org, so knoxtpo.org. Transportation Planning Organization, so it's the initials to that. .org. Right.
Hopefully those things that come won't look like junk mail and you'll be able to tell it's important. Yeah. Like, please read me or something. Just kidding. New business, which we can't do anyway, but we can talk about anything y'all want to talk about. Yes, Isaac.
Yeah, I was just going to mention we have no new business or old business without a quorum.
So we're to public
Even if we
comment.
had a quorum, okay.
We don't have it anyway, right? Okay. So we're to public forum. Patty Vergerio, is that right? Say it again. Hey, I just barely missed one letter. Vergerio. If you'll come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and you have up to 5 minutes. It's okay.
All right. I'm here mostly to advocate for the elderly and the handicapped. I want you to bring back the benches that you took away. And you could keep those things you lean on, but the elderly and the handicapped, they need to sit down. Especially elderly. I'm elderly and I need to rest. You know, if you're walking all over Knoxville or you're going from this bus to that bus all day long, you need to sit down. And I don't want you to blame it on the homeless. The city, the county, let's just say rich people, blame the homeless for all the social ills that we have in life, I think. You're using the homeless as scapegoats, a convenient cop-out to avoid the real truths about the needs of your average K-Trans riders. And let's see, bus drivers, 90% of them, I love them to death. I want them to be my friend. But 10%, sometimes it's the kind of person that doesn't really like people in general. And they shouldn't be into customer service. And I really feel like a bus driver job is a customer service job, you know, because you do have to handle the public and you have to know how to level them out and de-escalate and stuff. I still haven't gotten it straight on how to get my balance because I got the card that you pay on it with your credit card through the K-Trans system, not the other one that's Transit or something. It's the different one. I tried the Transit, and it was a nightmare. The way they list how you're getting your tickets or your one-day passes, it's really confusing, and your list of transactions is confusing. It's not user-friendly, I guess. Let's see. I suggest you have 2 people at the counter downstairs in the main terminal where they help you with questions, et cetera. I don't know if you can do this, but if you had a 1 express lane for short questions and 2, the next one for long concern questions. I don't know if you can know how to split that, but literally if one of them is getting into a conversation with an elderly person who's telling you about their dog and their health issues and, taking about 30 minutes of your time. There's other people behind them, the line gets longer and longer, and these people need to get their bus, they don't want to miss their bus trying to ask you a short question. I don't know how you can handle that, but that's what that is. And I told you about that. Oh, I'm wondering if there's any way somebody has a bus proposal for the county, because Knoxville's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the businesses are going mostly west out to Farragut, or they're going north to Powell, and there's no buses going out there. So does anybody know, is there a county, or can you create a county bus? Because I know you can only go to the city line, right, with a city bus. Does anybody ever think about that? Or?
It's just comment for now, but
Okay.
he will, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll have have staff get with you for some of these questions. We can definitely answer for you.
Okay. And that's it. Did I make my 5 minutes?
Oh, with a minute and a half to spare.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you can get with them after the meeting, which is real shortly. Mary Ellis Richardson, name and address for the record, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Mary Ellis Richardson, and I live at 7023 Sheffield Drive here in Knoxville. And I represent Justice Knox, a collaboration of 23 faith congregations working together to solve serious community problems. And 2 of us from Justice Knox were here last month, along with more than 40 Justice Knox members in attendance, and we shared stories from our congregations of struggles endured by families to access public transportation here in Knoxville. We noted that buses cannot solve this problem alone. Because of Knoxville's sprawl and terrain, buses cannot go to many parts of town, and many people cannot safely get to a bus. We also noted that Justice Knox brought an effective solution, microtransit, to the attention of CAT and city leaders, and microtransit can fill the gaps in our current system. By using sophisticated technology, microtransit provides shared rides in vans running on-demand routes, and other cities like Chattanooga and Birmingham have used microtransit to fill in the gaps of their public transportation systems. As we told you last month, we were planning to go to Birmingham, and a group of us from Justice Knox did travel to Birmingham on March the 3rd to experience how a successful microtransit service should look. And I wanted to share that our group learned much from this trip in Birmingham. We met with city officials and experienced the Birmingham microtransit by riding to a grocery store, a public space, and to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and medical complex. We talked to microtransit drivers and other riders of microtransit who were very excited about this service. And microtransit in Birmingham has been so successful that it's been expanded several times. We also made a 4-minute video describing our experience in learning more about microtransit in Birmingham. And you all are warmly invited to our Nehemiah Action on April 8th, and I believe that's another date that you gave out today, April 8th, at which time we will show this Birmingham video. And what is the Nehemiah Action? You may not have heard, but it's a special grassroots assembly of Justice Knox advocates. It's done yearly, and at this event, we anticipate more than 1,000 Justice Knox members and guests from our Knoxville area will be present. At this event, community problems are discussed and actions are asked of our public officials, including the city and county mayors. Again, you all are warmly invited to attend our Nehemiah Action, and again, that's on April 8th. It'll be held at the Civic Auditorium from 7 to 8:30 p.m., at which time we will show this video of the successful Birmingham microtransit. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. You had 2 minutes left over. Does anybody else like to speak? I know that's all that signed up. Has anybody else got anything they want to say? Nope. Okay. I guess. Motion to adjourn. Oh, and the next meeting is April 24th. In that room next door. We should be back in the main assembly room next month, so.